Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, I have added an extra layer of runes to my blood altar. These are runes of dislocation, which allow me to more quickly pump fluids into the altar. But they will not activate until I put the caps on each of these towers. To do that, I will need blood shards, which I can only get with a bound sword. So this episode, we will be making bound tools. You can also see that I have upped the number of torches around the altar. I am now at a point where I can hold my right-click button and never run out of life. There's a little bit of variability in the speed of it. It's a little chunky, but I also have enough health now that I have completely filled out my heart canisters that I can afford that. I've got now 30 hearts or 60 hit points. I did that by killing the Wither a few times, which got me these beacons. Once we get the bloodstone, I think is what goes here, and make another set of runes, we'll actually have a tier 5 altar, the highest tier you can have. Another thing I did since last episode is to expand this area to include a new place right over here. And this is where we will set up some rituals. So one of the mechanics of blood magic you've seen is the blood altar and imbuing things with life essence there. Another important element of blood magic is the ritual aspect. So I made pretty simple, multi-part recipe here to make this ritual stick. Each of these requires something to get infused in the blood altar. And I made these ritual stones. Fairly simple recipe. And what I can do now, because I have the right number of ritual stones, is take the ritual stick and right-click on the master ritual stone, which I placed previously. And it will now take those ritual stones out of my inventory and use them to build the ritual. So a ritual is composed of a set of standing stones. Now there's one other thing necessary for a ritual, and that is an activation crystal. So we will have to make an activation crystal, and I think the easiest way to do that, grab our weak blood orb here, and tell our AE system how to make one of these lava crystals. It involves buckets of lava that I don't want to have to fill up manually, so I put it in the liquid crafter, fluid crafting chamber, whatever it's called. And then we can actually ask for, a lava crystal. And it makes one for us. Apparently, if we infuse this in the blood altar, we will get what we need. go. So, now it's time to actually do the ritual. And to do this, we will need diamonds and sticks. So we will bind one of each type of tool, and can show you what tools can be bound. Sword, pick, axe, and shovel. There we go. Now, here is how we perform this ritual. There's one more thing that we will want that I made using Thaumcraft is the salamander's eye. The important thing is it puts out fires around us. So, we right-click on the stone, indicating that the ritual has begun, and then we have to turn off our coin of fortune, which actually pulls items in towards us. And we throw our sword into the middle. Oh, and I didn't even notice, but we got our bound blade. Let's do the ritual again for each of these. Lightning strikes. I think the fire is meant to deal damage to us. And then afterwards, the bound item shows up. The salamander's eye makes this so much easier. It is a real threat if you don't take care of the fire, that the item will be burned during the ritual. So having this is very helpful. What just happened to our axe? It looks like it appeared and then disappeared. That's really too bad. We'll have to make another. Okay. So, let's not stand too far away from the center. We want to instantly grab our pick when it appears. Awesome. And let us quickly make another axe. This ritual of binding is useful for making these bound tools. It can also make a special bound cannon, I think, and a few other things that we will eventually investigate. But one thing you might have wondered, that ritual involves a lot of fire due to the lightning, and the floor here is wood. How did I manage not to have any of it burn? Well, some of you may recognize that particular particle effect. I used Thaumcraft. So, also off camera, I made the wand focus of warding. Warding allows us to right-click on any sort of normal block to turn it into a warded block, which cannot be broken unless the ward is removed, which we can do simply by right-clicking on it again. So even though these are wooden blocks and they were on fire, they could not burn, which is pretty awesome. Great integration of two mods. But now we have our bound items. Okay. These must be used with extreme caution. The sword is not so bad. But the others, the pick especially, it is quite a tool. Let's go over here, find a ravine. I know there are a couple around. There's one. Let's test it over here in this ravine. Okay. As you can see, as I'm holding it, it is simply a nondescript red orb. If I shift right-click, it activates the pickaxe. We can look here using our divination sigil. Oh my goodness, I do not have nearly enough essence for this demonstration. Okay. Give me a moment. I'm going to go refill my blood network a little bit. And then I will demonstrate to you how to use the bound tools. Okay, much better. Now I've got 130,000 LP. We'll blow through it pretty quickly though. So, activating the pick does not consume any. As you can see, it's very quick. Each use in that fashion uses 10 LP. But that's left click. I should mention the pick can also be enchanted. So we could get Silk Touch on it, we could get Efficiency, so it could be made to go even faster, and it could be Silk Touch or Fortune, if we so desired. What makes this pick incredibly dangerous, though, is that activating and deactivating it requires shift right-click. While it's active, if you right-click on a block it can harvest, it breaks everything in a very large area instantly. We can see that used about 10,000 LP. Craziness. So for 10,000 LP, you can begin carving through the earth as if it were nothing. I mean, just watch this. Nothing. Look at that. Our inventory can't handle this. We have apparently reached one of the tunnels coming out of our base. I don't actually like that. I am going to cover it up in a little bit of marble. But each of the tools works that same way, which is, I mean, craziness, right? The only exception is the sword, which, for obvious reasons, does not have the same ability. You can't just instantly harvest a whole stack of mobs. So, let's head back to the base and I will show you what the sword can do. And while I'm in base, I'm going to be very sure that all of these tools are in their inactive modes. I have, on one occasion in the past, accidentally right-clicked while holding my bound pick in my base. I was luckily kind of in a corner of the base, so not a ton of damage was done. But that's it. I mean, that's all you need to really drive home that you cannot abuse these. Okay. So let's head back here. Turn off the turtles, open the gates, open those for the mobs to come through, and turn off the grinder. Okay, so now we're ready. Let's go with... You know, I'm always going with those zombie pigmen, just because they're the only sort of standard mob that has no, like, ranged attack that can hit me through this hole that I've got. But for this demonstration, why don't we go with... Well, no, okay. Sorry. No use dithering about it. Let's go with the zombie pigmen. Okay. So these guys are going to spawn. They're going to fall down here. And I will show you what the bound blade is capable of. So I'm turning off that vacuum hopper. And I'm going to get out my coin of fortune so that I grab any drops they have. And there. That should be enough for now. So, if we shift right click, we get our bound blade. Look at those numbers. So that's 11 damage with each hit. That is pretty good. But, importantly, a few other effects. So... It used maybe 2,000, 2,500 LP to kill all those pigs. That was not bad. However, each time we hit one of those pigs, they were inflicted with weakness, which makes them a lot easier to actually fight. The other thing is that in Blood Magic, when a mob is affected by weakness, such as from the sword, the bound blade, they have a chance to drop weak blood shards. And these are what we are going to use to advance further in the mod. I'm actually going to stand here for a little while, kill some more pigmen, get some more weak shards. But once I have, I don't know, half a stack maybe, I'll come back and show you how we're going to use them. Brief interlude. I realized there's one more thing that I want to show you and that I want to use before I spend that time getting blood shards, and that is the Osmotic Enchanter. So this is part of Thaumic Tinker, and you know, obviously I did the research and set it up. The important thing here is that there are 6 pillars around the structure that are 2 to 4 blocks high of obsidian totems, which you can get from some of those mountaintop totem clusters that we've seen in the past, and each one is topped with nitor. If we open this up and put a wand in it, you can see I am keeping my gold banded greatwood wand here. We can put an enchantable item in, and we can select which enchantments we want on it. This is awesome. So, for example, we're going to want this to have sharpness. It will serve to hide that. Sharpness 5, so Ordo times 12. Oof. We are going to need a better wand, because we're going to need 100 Ordo just for that. I wonder if these benefits help. Let's trade this out. Each piece of clothing I have reduces the V cost of some things. No, didn't help. Oh well. Let's bring out our silverwood wand. That might actually have the V we need. Not quite. But it might reduce the cost even further. No, okay. Too much to hope for. Okay, the other thing we'll want... Oh my goodness. We'll want looting 3. And we'll want vampirism 2. That allows us to suck up the health of the enemies that we attack with the blade. Okay, we're going to learn something today. Can we start enchanting and then finish it with another wand? This is going to drain, I am certain, all of the aspects from this wand, or very close to all. Okay, certainly drained all the Ordo. Put this wand in. Oh, good. We can use multiple wands. Can we close the interface? Yes. Okay. Well, that's good. Let's switch our gear back so that we don't get killed by a passing pigman. And spawn a couple more of these guys to refill our wands. I'll finish that, thus get looting on that sword, which is what I really wanted. Increase the chance that I'll get some of these shards. And then I will be back. See you in a second. Okay, guys. I got a little over a stack of blood shards. It didn't take long at all with that awesome sword. So we are going to use them to make bloodstone blocks, bricks, whatever they're called. These are the final ingredient in upgrading our altar to Tier 4. Tier 4 is an important step, and we have reached it. Ha! Tier 4 is important because it allows us to make here we go. The Dusk Elemental Inscription tool. This allows us access to rituals beyond those we are currently making. So let's get started on that. If we take a block of coal, and we'll actually need 2 of them. Why I made 64, I have no idea. Let's convert it all back. There we go. Okay, so let's convert both of these at the same time. We're going to convert these into those Dusk Inscription tools. Oh, awesome. That was fast. And now we are going to see about upgrading. Here we go. We need demonic slates, which are Tier 4. So let's see. Good. We can directly convert these 2 imbued slates into demonic slates. Hopefully it will be quick. I'm excited because this tier is going to allow us to completely automate our blood production. I've got a secret setup that I will show you once we can actually make this work. Which seems to be taking forever, but okay. Done now. Awesome. Okay, let's... Bam. Up, and place our ritual inside. Awesome. Now, the important thing here is that this ritual stick can now place dusk runes, which are used in some of the more advanced rituals. There is another aspect we need to incorporate here. And that is an awakened activation crystal. That is going to require a master blood orb. Okay, for that we'll take a shard and imbue this in our altar. We're going to have to get into the alchemy portion of blood magic to get this to work. So bear with me for a moment while this converts, and then I will show you how alchemy works. Awesome. We now have a master blood orb. I believe a master blood orb can hold a whopping 1 million life essence. Crazy. Okay, so the next step of this process is to look at alchemy. Now, where is the alchemy set here? I know I saw it previously. Oh, don't you hate that? Okay, let's... Oh, of course, because it's called alchemical wizardry. Okay. Guess we will actually have to sift through this. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm just... There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, we make our alchemic chemistry set. And for the time being... Oh, thank goodness. Really? Thought it was about to clear up. Okay. For the time being, we'll actually set it here. We will need access to all sorts of stuff to use it. Let's take our blood orb, and all of the alchemy is sort of enabled by blood orbs placed in this area. And in fact, it will draw life essence from your network while doing the alchemy. So, what is it we need for the awakened activation crystal? We'll need a nether star. I can get one of those pretty easily. I've got killing the wither down to a science. Actually, I'll show you how I do that in a moment. We'll need incendium, aquasalis, and aether. Let's just start with... requires a bucket. Okay, aether. Oof. Okay, for aether, we'll need a simple catalyst. To make a simple catalyst, we'll need 2 redstone, sugar, glowstone, gunpowder. So, 2 redstone, sugar, glowstone, gunpowder. Luckily, these are very common things that we have plenty of. If we put them all in, you can see the particle effects begin, and it should start producing simple catalyst. I will leave this to make a stack of that. Meanwhile, we will grab some wither skeleton skulls. And a few soul sand. And with that, I can show you how I've been killing the wither. So, if you see right down here, there's a little ledge. If I use my Staff of Traveling to travel within, I end up in this tiny room. Nondescript, nothing special, didn't even bother to make the whole thing stone brick. Eventually I'll get a nicer room. For the time being, though, this serves nicely. It's all warded. The wither can't break through any of this. Heck, can't even break the light. So, what I've been doing is building him, teleporting out, waiting for him to spawn, and then taking him out. Easy as that. That's how I got all the golden hearts and nether stars I needed up to this point, and it's how I'll continue to do so. Oof, rain. Okay, we'll go back in here. So, I think what I will do is use that alchemy set to get all the ingredients necessary, and then we will come back next time for, wow, it's going to be part 3 of blood magic, where I believe I will set up a way to automatically fill our blood altar. And I think next episode we'll probably have the time to upgrade to a tier 5 altar and to explore bound armor, which I'll admit is what I'm doing all of this for. Bound armor is fantastic. But that's next time. I think we're out of time for this one, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time.